Hey, good morning. Happy Thursday. Here is one of the sensors that I install on my arm. I'm supposed to install them every 2 weeks. This is the second sensor that has failed. They asked me last time I spoke with them if I had a sensor. They asked me to keep the sensor if it failed again. This is the sticky stuff that it is usually attached to the sensor. There's no place on it where it looks like it's come loose from my skin and or failed in coming loose from the sensor itself. Boy, I'm gonna have to call them and find out what's going on with that. But you can see all the circuit board and all the electronics inside there. That's what it looks like. If you know a diabetic, have them get a Libre 14. Tell them about the Libre 14, please. Good morning. It's October 31st, Halloween. Happy Halloween. Today it's time for my new sensor. I purchased an extra one the last time I was at the pharmacy, so I have a backup, so I'm not going to go without. Here is, you can see the spot where my previous sensor was located. There's a little mark there. I feel nothing. It's not uncomfortable or anything like that. It's time for me to put a new one on today, and here we go. I'm using these alcohol swabs that they send with the device. I'm going to lower the location of this one, and I'm using my right arm because this Saturday I'm getting a tattoo on my left arm. Yahoo! Really looking forward to that. Mr. Ethan at Sacred Ink is going to do my tattoo for me, and he's done some artwork in tribute to my mom. I'll have some video of that soon enough. So, wiping down my space on my arm, getting that clean, and opening up my yogurt container. Here is the sensor in its mounting hardware. We open up the mounting hardware itself and line it up and push it in there. There's that. Very cool product support from Abbott. My compliments to them on their product support. And this little device right here has really changed the way I live and the ability for me to take care of my condition, which is diabetes type 1. Came down with it when I was 11 years old. And I feel healthier today than I've felt in a long time, and I'm really grateful for this. I have a new nurse practitioner. My hemoglobin A1C result came back the other day at a 6.4, and this device has helped me manage to accomplish that goal. Here is the device in its mounting hardware, and I basically just take this, hold it up to my arm. I'm going to mount it just a little bit lower on my arm, right where I had wiped the old device off of there. I've cleaned that and gotten all the sticky stuff off my arm. So here we go. And you know, this doesn't hurt at all. As you can see, here we go. Kind of roll it a little bit back and forth. I felt a little bit of a prick there, just like if somebody poked me very lightly with a needle or something. Zero pain. And there it is. I will scan the sensor. It takes about 60 minutes for me to be able to start using it, and I'll be back checking my blood glucose again as I have for the last 4 months. We're sneaking up on 5 months, I think, of me having this sensor. If you know a diabetic, let them know about the Libre 14 by Abbott Industries. They're an amazing company, and they've come up with a device that can really, really change the life of a diabetic and to allow them to live healthier. It's no different than being a heroin addict or having multiple sclerosis, or any other disease that a human might encounter. I have to control it 24/7, 7 days a week. I've had zero lows where I couldn't manage it myself. if my blood glucose gets high, I'm able to know that immediately. And having my blood glucose in such tight control, it allows me to feel if my blood glucose begins to get low or even high. And when I say that, if my blood glucose gets up at 150, I can feel that, and I'm able to dose. And it may mean taking 1 unit of insulin. Here's my insulin syringe. There are the numbers on there, and 1 unit amounts to drawing up approximately that much insulin. And I will take a shot of that small amount if I need to keep my blood glucose down there at that 100 mark. An A1C test that reads 6.4 means that my blood glucose on a 24-hour level is riding at about 137. I want to get that down. I would like to get that down at my next hemoglobin A1C, which will happen in another 3 months. I want that down, the average to be at 120. I absolutely have to be disciplined in every moment of my life with respect to activities, the food that I eat, the insulin dosages that I take when I eat, the activities I have at work. When you're thinking a lot or you're having to work on something that is very mentally challenging, that uses a lot of energy. My glucoses have been amazingly tight and in control. I have a new nurse practitioner who has been very helpful, and I just discovered that she is also a diabetic, a type 2 diabetic. She knows what I'm dealing with. There you go. The Abbott Libre 14. If you're a diabetic or if you know a diabetic, tell them to go get one. This device is remarkable. I tell a lot of people about it, and I know there are several people in town or in my community or maybe even over across the world that have watched my videos and are using the device now due to my support and touting of their amazing device.